Hello everybody, happy Monday. I think that's all I can say. It's Monday week 9 and I'm just getting the whole thing set up ready for your presence in this week 9, Monday 9 a.m. and you said p.m. live. Yep, it's a labour of love, no question, this kind of keeping to a routine and a rhythm, but actually we could do much worse things. Good morning, Susan. And I'm hoping that what we do as the weeks roll by, and they really are rolling by, that you don't get kind of bored with the format. This morning I've tried to make it a little bit more active, so deliberately chasing the blues away. So rather than allowing you to be present and feeling lethargic, I'm making sure that actually you move and keep moving, and hopefully this sets you up for the whole week. Today is the week 9 for us out of the studio, and nothing's changed, has it? We're all kind of stuck in our little places. We've got our health and everything else that's kind of around us, but in terms of what we need, the ability to move, to keep moving, to be distracted really from what we can't have, is what we're doing now. So the distraction says good morning to Anne and to Claire and to Helen. Great to see that you can get here first thing, and Sarah Butler. So the team that keep us all sane, it's Monday. I had a little play on the word fit this morning because as I got ready to prep on paper, which is what I do, I kind of like, oh my word, I'm going to have a fit. The constant creating of new material is kind of, oh gosh, come on Tanya, you can do this. Anyway, I'm here, and yes, Claire, good morning to you too. Make sure you can hear me. If there's something not happening, if you can't hear me properly, then let me know. Morning, Ken. And also the other thing is, I'm going to open this routine with a little bit of less structure, but don't let anything hurt your back. So whilst I'm going to keep it kind of relaxed-ish, it's not going to be easy, it's just more relaxed. But make sure you've got a bit of standing space. We will be starting the whole first segment with a standing kind of fit Pilates type movement pattern. So as long as you're in the right place for that, if you feel as though you'd rather have something to kind of hold on to lightly at any point, then make sure it's there. Good morning, Janine. Happy Monday. Then by all means, get your props ready. I'm always now, when we're doing a decent amount of workload lying on my back, I'm always going to use a head pad under my head. So you might want to always also appropriate a head pad for yourselves as well. So the head pad could be ready for mid part of the workout. And good morning to you, Margaret, and to Carol. Get a head pad ready. The start of this workout, I call it dancey. It's not dancey at all. It's less structured and more free. And good morning to Donna too. Welcome to the Monday morning show. It's like morning TV, isn't it? With the same person sat on the sofa every morning reading the news. I am that person. What else can I say? Rachel Murphy. Gosh, you're in the room. Great to see you. And Margaret Pauline, good to see you too. You're going to start standing. I will repeat, and hello Gail. Starting standing, have a head pad ready for under your head when we do the lying down eventually. I'm hoping that this workout is hot and energized. That's the whole aim. So Lorna and Zaki, welcome to a hot and energized workout, and to Patricia. So we're all trundling in here, aren't we? We're getting ourselves sorted. We will keep each other going. I tell you that much now. I'm not sure whether we've all had an amazing weekend or whether we feel more tired after having put so much effort into trying to make the weekend like a weekend, or whether we're able to just fade into a weekend and it feel quite natural. I know that this time next week is a bank holiday, so I hope you're getting your plans in place. Eurostar, EasyJet, whatever you've got a mind to do. Sharon Boot, hello to you too. Are you planning something for next bank holiday? Have a little laugh to yourself at how all these bank holidays feel as though they've all merged into a nothingness. But most of us have more time off work than anything else, so that could be a bonus. I repeat what's going to happen today. It is week 9, it is Monday, it's all of your body. Good morning, Debbie. And you're going to use a standing position to start with. Anything that hurts anywhere, don't carry on. Do your version of moving. So if it's the standing position and some of the stuff that I've asked for goes to the wrong places, and you know where the wrong places are, then make it like a squat position. Squats are always safe. They're not sexy, but they're certainly safe. Okay, I'm going to get my body ready. So I need to set up the secondary filming device ready for any issues. So let's go there. You'll stand so that you end up in the centre area of your mat. So standing as is. And your first part of this workout is this easy. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just doing toe taps. I want you to get your breathing going. I need to get my glasses off, they weren't still meant to be on. I'm so used to doing Zoom. So as you get your taps going, you're not trying to tap across your body, you're adding a little bit of rhythm and you're adding some breath. So keep that going while I remove my spectacles. This is going to build up. So as you're tapping, I'm not asking you to lean backwards or forwards, I'm wanting the sense of rhythm to return. So there's less structure and more intuition involved in this positioning. Instead of tapping all forwards now, take it to the side, so it's a side. Now, if you naturally relax into the movement, you'll find that you can do a bit of a side lean as you tap to the side. So toe tap, toe tap. You see why I call it toe taps? Okay, go back to the front and do the taps to the front. Now, in the taps to the front, you're not leaning backwards. You're just reaching the leg, moving the body, breathing. I'm talking, so I can't breathe as I would instruct. The inhaling and the exhaling. Now take it to the sides again. Let's start to count for this. So we're going to go 8-ish of each. So that would be 4 more, wouldn't it? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go forwards again for 8, 7. Yeah, I can count sometimes. And 4. You're going to go back to the sides. See if you can get a little bit more of a bend of the standing leg. Going for 4. We're going to take the side one now to behind us, which requires you to do a little bit more of a bent front leg. I'll slow the pace down a tad, but it's still not really laboured, is it? Okay, ready to come forwards again. So we go 8, 7, breathing, for 4, 3, ready to go to your sides, going 8, 7, 4, 3, and breathing to behind. Take it 1, 2, 3. Make it as big as you want, don't hurt your knees. Ready to come forwards again. Now the forwards one at this point is staying relatively lengthened. You're breathing, creating your own rhythm to the sides. 1. I'm going to build up the rhythm to the side, so do what you want with your arms. I tend to like a contralateral type of effect. And I'm going behind this time, so 1. Breathing. I'm not trying to land my back foot down, just tap. Ready to come forwards. Now instead of toe taps, add a little knee. So things are getting bigger, so if they get bigger, they slow down. Are you ready to keep the knees? Let's go together. Go to 4 more, 3, 2, and take it side. So 1. The labouring element now comes into it, but the rhythm stays, doesn't it? You've got 4 more. Before we take it, behind us, don't worry if you do 1 too many, behind, behind, behind. The standing leg bends to take your movements deeper, ready to come forwards again. Knee, and knee, and knee. Or tap, it doesn't matter. Just don't lean back. Ready for the side, to the side, to the side. Now, if you want to really sit into it, you will get a great workout for your side bottom. Ready to go behind. Now let's do a double push, push, push with your arm. And breathe. Are you ready for your knee lifts after this one? So take it up and up. Slow it down for 4, 3, ready to go to the sides again. Go side, side, side. 4 more, you can take both arms to the same side if you want. Ready to go behind. So behind and behind. 4 and 3. Breathing. And we go back to knees. 4 more. Are you ready to your sides after this one? Take it big. Stretch your arms out if you want. Whatever feels comfortable to you, but you should be getting warm. And then if we go behind us, you're going to transition. So everyone do this, what you've been doing, and then see if you can take it to a curtsy. Curtsy. My reluctance at using this up until this week is, I don't want you to twist your pelvis. You twist the whole thigh, yeah? So keep the curtsy if it's not painful. Are you getting warm? Because you can hear I am. So the breath should be now more intense. The cardiovascular system trying to get into the workout, which is great. I'm going to stop the curtsy and go back to the knees. So we go knees. Go 4 more. You try talking all the way through. Are you ready to go to the side? So tap and tap. Standing leg bends. Do what you want with your arms. Make sense of the rhythm. Don't poke your chin forwards. We're going straight forward back. So we go back. That's your parallel line back. Don't speed up. Do core connect. Are you ready for your curtsy? Curtsy. Curtsy. You can bow. Whatever allows your body to move with a more natural grace. Ha ha. Okay, you're breathing, curtsying. We're going to do one more sequence from the top of this one. So knees and knees. Breathing for 4, 3, 2. To the sides. Take it out, out. Make it strong, but flowing. Not the chin in. And backwards reach this time. Take it back and back. Keep the heel loaded at the front. You don't have to pick up the pace, I just did. Are you ready for your curtsy? And curtsy. Curtsy. Sit your bottom back. Still load the front heel. And the body's coming across by the thigh bones twisting. And breathe. 4 more. So we've increased the curtsying. You may have stayed in your backwards parallel lunge. Okay, the next time you find yourself stood, stand tall. From that position there, keep breathing, and you're going to walk your feet wide. Once your feet are wide, big squat. So now we're sitting into the seat. Just for 8 of these, I'm going to take these to toe taps as well. Are you ready to stay down here? And 1 and 2, tick tock, 3, 4. Notice my body goes over the leg, over the leg. So you can explode, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. Make that body open and kind of really alive, more vigorous than you felt you had in you today. Down we go. And push. Now we stay. 1 and 2. This is you warming up through the standing leg glute. And if you're pushing through your heel and reaching through your arms, momentary balance. Keep going. Breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Are you ready for your other side? We go 1. You can see my diagonal line, can't you? Aim for your diagonal line. So there's tension. I'm not ragdoll-like. I'm tensioned from heel to head, but there are no real forces anywhere except everywhere. So the load is displaced throughout the whole of the posture. Nothing in the lower back. Every leg muscle working. All of your breathing muscles. Last time. And there you have it. Before you're allowed to lie down, I'm going to get you to do the spiraling. So keep the breath. We're only going to do this for a little while. If you still haven't mastered the hula hoop moment, you do need to play with it because it really does reorganize some deep muscles, pelvic floor, to a lot of your stability sequences that make your thigh bones medially, laterally rotate and stay with connection. I'm going to change the direction. When I spiral, I actually can't do it without being warmed up. You get all the wrong things happening, which proves it requires a core heat to make sense of the movement pattern. So you're keeping this sense of the hip bones circling, and the dominance is your frontal scenario, the frontal pelvic tilt almost, and let that go. Okay, from there, just find your squat. So you're going to do your squat, inhaling and exhaling. That sense of feeling the body have a rhythm. So much in life as you get older gets stiffer and more awkward, and the only way you'll ever keep as natural a rhythm as you can is by keeping on reminding everything in you, this is what it feels like. All right, we did the other day a 3, 2, 1 and big reach up, which you did in the studio. 3, 2, 1 and 3, 2, 1. Big reach, circle your arms. 3, 2, 1. And this is waking up your hamstring glute connection. Now, instead of standing up, you can add your little jump. 3, 2, 1 and jump. So use your breath as your metronome, as your kind of rhythmer, keeping everything in your posture light. Make sure your hips don't twist. And if you don't want that jump, remember you've got your big standing reach. A little jump. And it really is little, isn't it? So you're adding what's known as the catapult relationship to the fascia and the musculoskeletal structure backing. If this jars you anywhere, it's totally inappropriate, and you should just stay like this. Okay, people, big reach up, find your squat. In the squat, we're going to do a quick pelvic mobilization for the lumbar. So big breath in, hands on the thighs. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Shrink your tongue, feel that head tucking under, that's fractional. Keep breathing in and out of there, keeping you low through your heels, your chin's nodded in, and then release back to neutral. Once more. It's a breath out. Obliques and pelvic floor connect to create your lumbar flattening area to an imprint equivalent, and then release back to neutral. Next breath out, upper end of the spine, exhale, nod. Bend your elbows, stay. Breathe in, shrink everything into the middle to higher waist. Chin nodded in. You're just breathing, hydrating, mobilizing, and find yourself back to neutral and standing back up. So let's believe that you're as warm as I am, or whether it's because I'm talking that I am. Whichever way, your first position on the floor is going to be your spine bridge. I have got my head pad ready because I'm going to be continuously looking at my screen, which actually most of you are. So lie down. If you don't want your head pad in place for your spine bridge, remember the pad's never under your neck, it's under your skull. Your arms are by your side, and for the first bridging, I want you to have your knees close together, your thighs knitted together, your feet are flat. So breathe deep in and out, and pelvic tilt on the next breath out, and then press against your feet, your heels, to float those hips up in the air. Stay there, inhaling and exhaling. Draw your thighs close together as you're breathing in and out and connecting your pelvic floor, your trans wall. Your arch is active, you can feel the inner thigh to the pubic bone connected, your pelvis is tilted, there's nothing in your lower back, and then with the next breath out, roll your ribcage spine down. Inhale when you go to neutral tailbone, exhale and pelvic tilt, ribcage connect and push up through the hips. We're going straight into your left leg up in the air. With your left leg up in the air then, roll back down, breath out, push your knee forwards, press into the outsides of your feet. Breathe in and roll down. Breathe out, pelvic floor, heel push, knee press, and coming back down, inhaling. By all means have your hands, fingertips to hip bones, thumbs to ribs, measuring, monitoring the shortening of the ribcage part of the spine towards the hip bones to make sure you're simply not doing a brace of the back to lift and lower. So hamstring and glute equally involved, sciatic nerve not at its longest length, nothing overworking but everything working for stability. To do this, you constantly should feel increased activation of your hamstrings is the best way to describe it. Inhaling down and so don't forget that shrinking in and shrink the abdomen in, push and release back down. You've got one more, waking up the side bottom area, and when you come back down, stay. Have a quick checkup, make sure both knees are level. Go to your first bridge with both feet down, so inhale, breathe out and find your heels. tilt the pelvis. Put your right leg up in the air, make sure it feels globalized, hamstring, and then down you roll the spine. Exhale, pelvic tilt and up you push. Inhaling the rib cage, back of the heart area down, through the lumbar lordosis and pelvic tilt. If you can't do single legs for some reason today, simply put both feet down on the floor. There's nothing wrong with using both legs. And with your left thigh, imagine it's reaching in towards what we call the midline of the body. So don't allow it to roll out. In your brain, keep pulling through the inner thigh, it's in, and also ground your big toe along with the outside of your foot. There's a couple more cues that are really useful as we stabilize and activate through the hamstring glute, along with feeding into our obliques, which are nothing like under the pressure that the hamstring glutes are, but they're involved, aren't they? Exhaling. I bet you forgot it was Monday. Inhaling. Last two. Inhale, relax your jawline. Last one, it's a belly breath out, a rolling, a pulling in with the left inner thigh area, and returning back down. Pull both knees under your chest, put the head pad back if you removed it, have a momentary sense of centre just here, and you're straight into tabletop with an imprint of your lumbar spine. Breathe out, roll up, check both knees are level, shrink the tummy in, and keep hold just here. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're happy there, take your arms and start beating. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull on the inner thighs outside of the bum, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's too intense in your neck, either keep one hand behind your head or roll up. Inhaling, roll down. Whichever way, rolling up or staying up, you will keep the thoracic spine, your chin stays in, you're reaching, your inner thighs are working really hard. Whichever way, you're getting a deep abdominal connect with your breath. The stiffer you are, the more you need to hold yourself up with your elbows in. Okay, people, last two deep breaths in and deep breaths out, and then come all the way down. Keep your legs up in the air, pull your right knee towards your chest, breathe and exhale, curl, stay up and switch. So if you think of sniffing as you pull the knee in at the shin, breath out to push, sniff and push. So the leg that reaches away doesn't disturb the alignment of the spine, which is a total imprint from the sacrum to the lumbar, to the base of the rib cage. Pull both knees in, take your hands behind your head. This time keep your left leg in, reach your right leg out, you're ready for your oblique bicycle this time. So exhaling, roll up, sniff in, and opposite elbow to the inside of the knee. Your legs should appear lengthened. Your elbows can stay wide open, or they can pinch in, trying to come to the opposite thigh. Whichever way, don't pick up the pace. Inhale both knees, exhale, reach the leg away in slow motion. Inhaling, exhale. Don't let your hips roll. Come on, we've got another 5. Another 4. One shoulder blade to the other. Once more each. Last time. And knees into your chest again. Send your legs straight upstairs. Reach them right up. And then exhaling. Lower the legs down. And curl up. Inhale. Pull them back up again. Breathe out. Rise up. Belly to spine. Pelvic floor. Flattened abdomen. Your arms can only ever go as low as You can pelvic stabilize, no bulging abdomen, nothing in the lumbar spine. Keep the chin in and two more before we switch the breath. One more, your legs are your responsibility. Take them to where they have to go, no further than. Now, for this next sequence, we're going to switch your breath. So inhale, lower the legs, and then exhale, curl them up. Inhale to part company, arms and legs. Are you ready? Big breath out, start it. And pull everything up and deep inside under the navel. Inhale, your legs drift away. Breathe out, inner thighs, pelvic floor, transverse wall, roll the shoulders. And we go. So now we should be getting deep to the top end of your abdominals. Inhaling, away you go. Exhale. Last one. And now, keep hold of your right leg, keep it straight. Breathe in, split your other leg away, and exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale. Go and keep this going for another 5. If your neck's tired, simply put your head down. This is fine as long as you've got a head pad. Keep the chin in. Last time. And pull both knees into your chest. And from that position there, roll yourself up. I've lost my headband, which isn't going to be much use to me. So my headband needs to go back. You're going to go into a plank position now. So you've woken up your abs. You're going to go to plank. So find yourself down onto your forearms and then reach your legs back to where your head's been lying. So your legs back. Now if that's too intense, simply go to 3/4 plank. Or, you know what actually, let's all go 3/4 plank and then push. Let the legs bend without the hips moving. Exhale, push. You're more likely actually to do a non-braced position. So you're 3/4 and inhaling, shoulders away from the neck. Pull the belly in. Pull the inner thighs tight. Zip up and hollow. You've just got another 5. Inhaling. So if you were to look at my pelvis, it's going nowhere. My shoulder blades are drawn away from my neck is long, my nose is pointed to the space just in front of my hands. Before I even think of lifting my legs, I recruit, breath out, pelvic floor, transverse wall. Okay, last time. And pull your bottom back into a quick shell stretch. So, you don't have to change sides. I'm going to, because I'm teaching, I want to be able to see the screen and see what I'm demonstrating to you. You've got your side position now. We're doing a series of lying on our side, lying on our front, hands and knees, and it all makes sense. So your side lying position, first really technical moment here is to make sure your heels are level with each other. Keep breathing. Your waist off the floor on the side you're lying. Ideally both legs are straight, but if you need to bend one leg, then bend it. But otherwise, here we go. Keep your waist connection, and the top leg will lift and stay up. Breathe. On the next breath out, underneath leg reaches up and down. Now, if you can't do this without wobbling all over the place, people like Sarah Butler, then keep the underneath leg bent and just do your top leg lifting and lowering. Sarah, you definitely need to do a pelvic tilt because you're lordotic. So that could be a reason why you're not quite getting it. Whichever way, the underneath leg reaches up and back down. You've got another 4. And you only think of lifting the underneath leg when you feel as though you connect from the hip bone to hip bone, pelvic floor, navel to spine. So the underneath leg zips up, your pelvis stays in true neutral, And if you're lordotic, you're definitely doing a pelvic tilt to shorten the obliques where they're overly long. Now, the next time your underneath leg lifts, leave it up. Now, the top leg is going to lift and lower. And lower. Don't let your waist move at this point. When you think of this top leg lifting, think of this side of the bottom, side of the thigh lifting. It goes without saying that you've got your pelvic floor and your navel to spine. If you want to play around with an arm reach, notice my top leg isn't a kind of a kick and a fling, it's a placement up and a placement down. Now the next time my top leg reaches up, I'm going to pull my underneath leg up to it and then lower them both down. If you need to have your hand on your hip to monitor this, the top leg goes up, your underneath leg's going to reach up, use your inner thighs, and lowering back down again, nothing happening in the sacrum. Top leg just a bit higher than the hip bone, exhaling the underneath leg, zipping up and hollowing, inner thigh, navel to spine, oblique connect, and back down. Two more. We go one, we go two, and we pull back down. You should start to feel everything happening in your abductors and the obliques where they connect into your hip bones, and the underneath waist is largely not crushed to the floor, okay, on the underneath side. And lowering down. Now once again, keep your underneath leg straight, and you can put it to the floor but don't let it go heavy. Don't let it relax. It's trying to help you locate the pelvic position on the underneath side whilst you draw circles that go away, up and over, down and past your thigh. So your feeling of scraping past the underneath thigh as you push your thigh bone out of your pelvis is what you're looking for. Check you don't twist. People, I'm going to point my toe and do the other way now. So change the direction of the circle and don't let your hip bones move. If you're doing this correctly, you will feel it's hard work and the effort to have a smooth articulation, because after all it's a ball and socket joint, is quite massive. And the older you are, to be honest, the harder it is to do, and it's the reason we're doing it. So I'd make no excuse for having this in here just about every day now. So if you're doing this technically accurately with a pelvic neutral and core connection, you now start to find the weaker muscles getting involved in the abduction and circumduction. In other words, the cone-shaped movement pattern of the femur within the pelvis. All right, I'm going to make you do 4 more. The pulling backwards and down behind. 3 more should help the back of the hamstring that leads to the abductor set, where a lot of people are weak and end up in the sacrum or inappropriate losing hip flexors. Whichever way, that should have felt like something. So your next position is going to go straight onto your front. So once you're on your front, forehead can go onto the block. With your forehead on the block, reach your arms right away. We did this last week. And reach your legs away. Your first 8 breaths are about breathing here with your legs not quite to the floor, but they're on the floor, but they're trying not to rest. And the same with your arms. So I'm going to float my arms up and do 8 big breaths, keeping my belly off the floor and my pubic bone dominant. Once I've got that going, my arms are floated off. If you can't have your arms above your head, have them by your sides, out sideways, whichever. But for those that are holding your shape, you're breathing deeply in and out just here. I've moved my head to talk, and you're keeping tension in the back of the thighs. I'm going to do what I call walking legs. So, next breath out, left leg lifts, and then the lowers and the right leg lifts. So your thigh extends and lowers, extends and lowers. The breath keeps everything in the front, nothing in your lower back, everything through the hamstring. And then you're going to add, so then it becomes a swim, alternating arm. Choose one of these if you can't do both together. So choose either upper or lower body. Okay, we're transitioning now. Put your arms by your sides. Let your legs lengthen. Exhale. Up you come, extending the body. Inhale, arms go wide and you lower down. Breath out. It's a bit of dart. Inhale and lower down. Breathe out. Pubic bone is dominant, use the tension in the legs. If you want to let your legs drift away from you and float a tad, you can, as long as nothing goes and is driven by the lower back. It's not your chin that pokes forwards, it's your cleavage, it's your chest. Last time. Last one. And put your hands under your chest and pull yourself into all fours. Okay, I'm going to suggest you just turn around at this point so that when we're ready for the other side of side lying. So I'm onto my hands and knees. Take it so that your all fours position is tabletop derived, as it were, so you've got everything level. Straighten out the leg and straight forward into the slide up and down. So I've got my right leg back, my left hand is on my hip bone, and I've got this small movement, again identifying a correct connection with the hamstring to glute, along with the oblique stabilising position of the trunk. It's small. Now keep the leg up, and then it's heel to the bottom leg stretch, heel to the bottom leg reach. So now the leg stays up there. If you need to put your hand in place, do so. But you should be getting into your hamstring and glute on this moving leg. You've got 3 more. 2 more. Shoulders away from the neck. 1 more. And then the next time your leg is straight, leave it straight and do small circles. So do you get the theme? So we circled the side lying position. You're creating a more global connection with the muscles that stabilise you in the pelvis to the thigh, and therefore if you're using your breath muscles as well, from the pelvis to your trunk. So all of this detailed work, change direction. It really is a strong, long reaching circle. You can flex at your heel if you want. Whichever way, it's the thigh bone making the movement pattern, and the movement hasn't disturbed your lumbar neutral, which is being stabilised by your core muscles. Okay, change legs. Ready for the other side. It starts with a leg reach. Place your hand to your hip if you can. And this is small and. Now if you're a bendy Wendy, I usually say flex at your ankle, because you get more feedback about your hamstrings and glute connection. Everyone, if you've got a flexed ankle, you're going to definitely find more hamstring connect, okay? Are we ready now for the bend? So keep the leg where it is, and then heel to the bottom and reach. Heel to the bottom and reach. If you want to monitor what's happening at your hip, then put your hand under your hip bones. They should be going nowhere, and your hamstring should feel everything. 2 more. And exhale. And now you've got your leg circles. So, circling slowly. And you may feel there's a real difference from one side to the other, and that's perfect to tune into that, because that's you creating symmetry. So when the body, and it always does have a bias, the whole thing about Pilates is that you try and bring up to a level both sides to match each other, as it were. I'm going to change the direction. Now on this leg, my thigh wants to turn out laterally to make it easier. People like Susan Hands, be aware. Your thigh bone wants to stay true parallel, so the expanse of the hamstring that starts to make up the adductors as well as the outer thigh gets involved, rather than your normal bias in turnout. Okay, I think we've just got 2 more. 1 more, and you're now in the right place to face sideways on. Get your hair out of your face, whichever way. hair solutions don't always work for me, as I'm sure they don't for you, Ken. All right, hand under head, or hand under block, or hand on block, whichever way. You have to line up, as you know, your neck with the rest of the spine. Remember, you lordotic people, make sure you've got a pelvic tilt. With the pelvic tilt then, your top leg's going to lift, pelvis is level and lower. Underneath leg is straight and strong as I lift and lower. My waist is off the floor on the side I'm lying, and I haven't rolled backwards off my hip bones to the best of my knowledge. All right, I'm fully aware that in this positioning it's really hard to be completely true. So the way I work with my own little life is I make sure as long as it's in the right area, I can't be doing too much harm. Now, in terms of positioning, because I'm trying to look at the screen, I'm just going to move my block away. We go up and down. Lifting and lowering without there being any change here at the pelvis, the waist is off. The next time you're up, stay, so my leg is just reaching. Now the underneath leg reaches up and down. Up, underneath leg lifts and lowers. So underneath leg, up and down. I've got my hand in front now. It's partly because I'm trying to teach and trying to make sure what I'm demonstrating to you is what you need to be doing. So if you do have your fingertips in front, keep your chest open still. You've got one more, adductors and lower. Now keep the underneath leg up, remember, so it stays up. Now the top leg lifts and lowers. You're increasingly adding the abduction, the take away and the controlling back. So the outer thigh getting more and more involved. And the harder the workload of the leg muscles, the harder the trunk stability to stop a rock and rolly effect in the pelvis. It's called side lying balance. Draw up, zip up and hollow. Don't just think of your leg. Think first through the pubis and then through the abductor. Are you ready? The top leg's going to stay at this next time. And then exhale, underneath leg comes up and then both legs lower down. Top leg can lift, inhale, exhale, underneath leg and down. You do 4 breaths if you want, you can sniff in, exhale, up, she says as she rolls over, sniff in to lower down and exhale, 1, 2 and back down. Don't forget pelvic floor, so you lift, inner thigh and lowering down. 1, 2 and low down. And I would say, so I've just put my hand in front, I'm getting a better connect by having my hand just in front of my hips, so I'm getting more feedback and a better result of alignment. 1 and 2, inner thigh of the underneath leg and lower down. Now your underneath leg's heavy as you start the circles. If you're getting tired, please just put your fingers in front, because it's more effective to find the pelvis stable and the right muscles involved in abduction and rotation. So we're looking for, it's known as a circumduction, it's a cone-shaped move. We're great at going up and down or forwards, backwards. The structure of the hip struggles, same with the shoulder actually, when you're asking it to perform through its 360-degree range. Okay, we should be getting deep into these abductors. Next time you come down, stay, change your direction. Check you haven't rolled. Make sure your waist hasn't lowered down. Place your hand. If you're getting tired, the underneath leg presses against the floor as you make the outside muscles in the leg and the inside pelvic stabilizers perform as they were designed to perform. But as we get older, we deteriorate. And I can feel everything quivering. And that's despite the fact that I do more of this than most. Okay, 3 more. Your leg is long, your thighs reaching out of the socket in your mind. Last one. And let that go. Okay, you're going straight onto your front again. Final activity. You're into dart. well, because of time, I've just seen the time, we're going to go straight into the side bend arch. Remember how we've been doing this? So you exhale, shrink the abdomen, lengthen the legs, and peel the crown of the head forwards, as it were. Then go side, centre. Exhale, side bend, centre. Now turn your head. And turn your head. Keep the legs reaching. Nothing in your lumbar spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling. Exhale is the side bend, because that's your side spine bend, okay? Last two. Last one. And then reach your arms above your head. Stretch your legs right away. Let everything go heavy. Big breath in and out. Place your hands under your shoulders, and it's back into child's pose for you all. So you go back to child's pose. Chase away anything untoward that may have happened between your sacrum and your thigh bones and your lower back. Staying in child's pose then for you. Big breaths in and out. While I come sort out everything back at the screen. Hopefully that really was a Pilates FiT moment and you loved it. Just going to get rid of the normal video. So people, well done for being here on another Monday. Tom Bathgate saying agony. Well done for being there another Monday. We've all done another day in captivated Pilates, and hopefully we've made ourselves hotter, more connected and happier about our week. You can now start thinking about how you feel. I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to go and get ready for the Zoom moment, which is handheld weights, I do believe. So sorting yourselves out then. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Hopefully you feel more energized. Yeah, that was intense deliberately. It was a bit of a fitness moment. Oh, Emma, hi, thank you too. And same with you, Dan. It was a bit intense. Sarah Butler shattered. Okay, bye-bye from me. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Emily, and bye, Emily. And same with you, Lorna. Take care, everyone. Sweat it out. A lovely sweaty start. Yep.